For 10 years, I built successful businesses by putting myself last and putting the business first. This time around, I will be putting myself first and my business second. This is actually my biggest risk yet. As you can see, we got an Act First neon sign. I feel like you're not a legitimate content creator or legitimate business until you actually have a neon sign. So here's ours. You're gonna be seeing a lot of this thing. Also, check out the beard. I know I told you guys I was going on a beard journey. I actually have not shaved this. I've shaved the like the underneath the neck, of course, but I haven't shaved this once in 2025. Here's where we're at. I would say it's pretty long. This is definitely the longest my beard has ever been. I think I have a half an inch or an inch more in me, but the goal, and I'll be seeing my hairdresser next week. She basically said last time I was in the awkward phase. So I believe this time, or maybe the next time that I see her. So this time or the next time I see her, she'll be able to shape it up. But the goal here is to have it nice and shaped and not really be like this big, bushy one.
3, 2, 1.
Hut, two. Okay, so you're probably wondering, Chad, why would you say that this is your biggest risk yet? It seems actually like a positive, and I agree. It definitely is a positive, but here's why it's the biggest risk yet. Like I said, I've lived this way for 10 years, prioritizing my business before myself. And I don't say that lighthearted. Like literally what my day used to look like is I would wake up, some mornings 4 in the morning, some mornings 5 in the morning. It was always within that range, 4 or 5 in the morning. The first thing I would do is I would either pop an Adderall, take a bunch of caffeine, or do some pre-workout and not go to the gym, but go directly to my desk. So I wasn't prioritizing my health. Obviously, you know that is a unhealthy habit. And I would work pretty much until about 5 o'clock. Then I would go hit the gym for an hour and I would come back and I would continue working until 7:30 was probably the median time. But there were some nights that I would work until 9, 10 o'clock. So pretty much from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed, I was working. I would take an hour break to go to the gym, and then I would spend probably an hour every day before bed with my wife. So I really wasn't prioritizing anything in my life but myself. And that got me a ton of success, right? I was a millionaire by the age of 24, did over 8 figures in sales by the age of 28, and it really set me up for a lot of success. Monetarily, of course. Now, the reason I want to make a change, well, actually, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. The reason that is a risk is because I want to do things differently moving forward. I don't want to sacrifice everything for my business anymore. I want to have goals and I want to be exceptional. I want to be a walking billboard, a walking standard of excellence as a human being in all areas of my life. And I feel that is my purpose. I feel that is my mission moving forward, is to showcase that you can do it all and still be successful. You can have a great marriage. You can, do amazing physical feats. Like I'm training for a marathon right now. I want to do ultra marathons. I want to do an Ironman, right? I want to do all these things. And then additionally, have a close connection with God and really lean into personal development. I want to be the whole picture plus the career. And the reason that it's a risk is because I've never been successful and have done that. Right? I've only been successful sacrificing everything for the business. So I'm taking a risk by doing a completely different approach and banking on, in theory, that I can be successful doing this approach. And it's even more of a risk because I've made very little money over the past 6 months. Over the past 6 months, I've been working on growing this business. This business we haven't launched the business yet, so we haven't signed any clients because it's not launched. In NLCA, just being completely truthful, I really fucked up the margins and I'm not making a livable wage off of NLCA right now, even though we let go all the staff, but the coaches and are just running out these contracts. I'm still not making a livable wage from NLCA. So it's also a risk because I have a lot of financial pressure right now to provide. And of course, we have plenty of money in the bank. And truthfully, if I didn't make a single dollar for the next 3 years, we would be okay. But that's not the direction I want to go. I'm very growth oriented. I don't want to go down. I want to go up. And I plan on living a very fruitful and wealthy life. And I want to have kids and be able to provide great experiences for the kids as well. And all of that requires making money. So I'm putting a lot of personal pressure on myself to be the provider and to make more money. And like I said, it's a risk when I've done it this way for 10 years. And now I'm deciding that I'm going to go a different route that I've never been successful in that route prior. So that's the risk. Now, what we're going to talk about next, we're going to talk about specifically the things that I'm changing. So that will be an upcoming clip here. And then I also want to get my wife's perspective. So we're actually going to interview Caitlin. I'm going to ask her a couple of questions on what she thinks about the changes that I'm making as well. All right, we are on a walk.
Oh, I just kissed Jewel.
We brought Mila. Caitlin's here. Look at that.
Look at that nasty.
Look at that little drool. But look at that pretty face. She is pretty. You're very pretty. All right, so let's talk about what exactly has changed in my routine. We already talked about all the wrongdoing of my previous routine. So now when I wake up, instead of guzzling down coffee, I go right to the gym. So wake up, have a little quick carbohydrate, usually a banana, honey, something like that. Go right to the gym. Morning workouts are the only workouts that I actually feel the endorphin rush that people talk about from working out. So when I get back from the gym, I actually feel the endorphin rush that everybody talks about from working out. I only feel that if I do a morning workout. So as you guys know, I used to start work at 9 a.m. I used to start work at 5 a.m., but now I don't start it until 9 a.m. So when I get back, I do my personal development routine. You guys already know I'm connecting with God spiritually. I'm doing meditation. I'm also doing breath work, and I'm writing my goals down and also reading a book and reading the Bible. So then I make breakfast, start work at 9 a.m. And then from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., I'm doing my biggest project first. So I actually used to put this off. I used to do my biggest project last and just did all my busy work in the morning and just checked the boxes off because it was easy. Now I'm doing the biggest project first, and I can't tell you how much of a game changer that has been, because by 1 o'clock, I have the hardest thing done, and then it just creates a lot of momentum for the back half of the day to get all the little stuff done. All right, so right around 1 o'clock, that's when I have lunch. We've gone over my whole entire diet, so I'm not going to go into that. But as you guys know, I have a low carbohydrate lunch, just keeps me energized throughout the back half of the day. And I also will either take a walk, like we're doing right now, and I'll do about 3 to 5 minutes in the cold plunge, get another quick dopamine hit for the back half of the workday as well. I used to take like 2 to 3 scoops of pre-workout a day. I used to obviously take Adderall like we've talked about. I've used to do multiple cups of coffee throughout the day. Now I just do 1 hit of caffeine in the morning, and then I do my cold plunge in the afternoon to get energy. All right, then I used to work until like 7:30, sometimes 9 o'clock at night. We've talked about that. Now work is stopping. Here, we can slow down, baby. Now work is stopping around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And the reason we do that is so, turn the camera around, so I can hang out with my beautiful and lovely wife and my beautiful and lovely dog. So as you can see, my day is a lot more all-encompassing. It used to be just work and then kind of work out and kind of hang out with my wife. Now I'm really focused on 4 areas of my life. My career, I'm focused on my health and fitness, my personal development, which also includes my spiritual life, and also my relationships as well. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Hi, Mila.
Hi, Dad.
You want to say something?
Fuck off.
All right, so I wanted to get my wife's perspective on my changes. She's endured a lot. Like I said, my routine was mostly all about the business prior. And yeah, Caitlin sacrificed a lot of hangouts in order for me to work on my past businesses. But yeah, I'm in a new routine now. So let's start there. Just generally, what have your thoughts been so far on my changes?
On your new routine?
Just on like my changes and what you've seen and noticed.
Yeah, I think they're really admirable, and it's not only like freed up more of your time, but I feel like you're just like a more high functioning person because of these changes. Like you're taking care of yourself, you're prioritizing new goals in your health and fitness. Like I feel like focuses that you wouldn't have been able to prioritize with your old regimen.
And how does that make you feel?
Happy.
Makes you feel happy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Happy for you.
Yeah. What about you, Mila? How do you feel?
I'm neutral.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I don't really care.
All right. And how has it inspired you? Like my changes, the way I'm going about life now. How has it inspired you?
I think it's important to set goals in your life that aren't only revolved around career. Mm-hmm. Because if you're only setting goals around your career, then you start to lose sight of like who you are outside of your business or your job, your et cetera, all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's inspired me to be more committed to like my running journey because I'm running with you more.
Yeah, we've been running a lot together.
Because Chad's obviously training for a full marathon. I'm doing my first 10K next weekend.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't have signed up for a 10K if it wasn't for you signing up for an actual marathon. Like I feel like it's important to prioritize things outside of just, being more successful, career goals, etc. Because, all these things I feel like play a role in your overall happiness.
Yeah, I would say the biggest way it's impacted our marriage positively is our marriage is much more based on personal development together instead of like two separate journeys. I feel like we're doing a lot more things together.
Exactly.
What would you say? This is my last question. I want to keep this brief, but what would you say? How has this impacted our marriage? Just like my changes on not necessarily working less, but just being more holistic and well-rounded.
I just feel like our time that we spend together is just more intentional. It's not as, not that it was like rushed before, but like, I just feel like the time that we spend together is planned out or intentional or like throughout the day. Even if we're both busy, we still get to like come together for like a run and then cook something healthy for dinner, like at the end of the day. And I feel like prior we were doing things more separately because our schedules were just different. So I feel like it's contributed to us being able to actually not only spend more time together, but time to actually get better together too.
Yeah, do stuff together.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all I got. Anything else you want to say?
Love you.
All right, love you. Love you.
Love you guys.
Damn, you got to get that breath under wraps.
I have garlic for breakfast.
She has some garlicky breath.
How do you even have garlic? Like, I don't know what to do.
I don't know. You might need a new mouth.
What?
We started the vlog with Mr. Act First Sign, and we're going to end the vlog with Mr. Act First Sign. Y'all, I'm on the mission to prove that you can have it all. I want to show people that you can have an amazing career that makes you a lot of money. You can have an amazing marriage, amazing health and fitness, amazing mindset, amazing connection to God. Have all of those things. That is the purpose of this vlog, and that is the purpose. I feel like that is one of my main purposes moving forward. I heard this in a podcast yesterday, but life is not seasons because seasons come and go and then they come back, right? For example, summer, if you have a shitty summer this summer and you're working a ton, you don't get to go to the beach, you don't get to do all the things you want. It's okay because there will be another season, there will be another summer. But chapters are more permanent, right? Chapter 1 can only ever be chapter 1. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I feel I am closing a door on the previous chapter. I think when I was 19, I didn't come from money. You guys may or may not know this about my story. I grew up in, I would say, lower middle class. Both my parents worked and, money didn't grow on trees, the whole 9 yards. I had to earn every penny I made starting at a young age if I wanted to do anything, have a car, put gas in the car, go out to dinner. I had to, earn all of that money, which I'm very, very grateful that that was the situation I grew up in. But that was a big reason that I wanted to make and still do want to make a ton of money. So from 20 to 29, those 10 years, that decade it's probably the reason why I sacrificed everything in my life and made money and business number one. But I feel that chapter has been written and I feel that chapter is closed. And I feel now, as I'm ending my 29th year of life and starting my 30th year of life on July 6th, write that down so you can send me a little gift. I feel like I'm opening up a new chapter here. And that new chapter is going for it all. And I think that's the title of that chapter, to go for it all. And I want to prove that to myself. I want to prove that to you guys. I want to prove that to the world. And yeah, I want that to be my MO. All right, I'm just looking at my notes here. That is everything, y'all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please, please, please hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss what we're about to create here. The Act First brand, this brand right here, this neon sign, you're going to see this places. You're going to see this going places, and you're going to want to make sure that you're a part of the journey, a part of the tribe here. So it doesn't cost you anything. Hit that subscribe button, leave a little thumbs up, a little comment if you want to, if you feel compelled to have a chit chat with me. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.